Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode we will be taking a look at the Kanger KBOX and the Subtank Plus from Cigabuy. These products were sent to me from Cigabuy for review. You can get them at their website for the following prices. The KBOX sells for $23.99 and the Subtank Plus sells for $28.59, and I will be providing the links below in the description box. So this review is sort of a review and a initial unboxing because I have been using the KBOX for a couple of days now, but I have not tried out the Subtank because I want you to have my first impression on this. I have reviewed the Subtank, but not the Subtank Plus, so you'll get my first impression on that, and I'll do some comparisons of the Subtank to the new Subtank Plus. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tank aside, and we'll go ahead and start with the KBOX. So again, I've already tried this a little bit, so this is not the first time I'm opening this up. So here is the device. Of course, you get the well-written manual and some other information right here in the box. We'll go ahead and set that aside. So what you are looking at is a 40-watt device. It's made of lightweight aluminum. It's rather thick, too. If they made this out of the thin steel that they normally use for devices, this would actually be a lot skinnier, because let me go ahead and undo the battery compartment screw here. You can see how thick that aluminum is. So the body is constructed of a aluminum that's thick, and it's bead blasted all over. And as you can see here, it also doesn't have any kind of display. It's made simple, and they're going after a certain target audience, and I'll demonstrate how these little LEDs here work. And of course, you have your fire button here. On the top, you have your 510 thread with an adjustable pin that sort of presses it up and down. And you can see there's some air channels, so if you have a tank that has to draw air from the bottom, you are covered. Now, the shape of this is very unique because of the shape, you could put tanks or devices, atomizers, clearizers, whatever you want, as big as 25 millimeters on the top of this, and it will not extend over the device. So really nice how they did this. And you know, besides that, it also feels comfortable in your hand, so it has a lot of good ergonomics. So let's go ahead and pop the battery in. Just a note here, this is made for sub-ohm coils as well as regular. It can go down as low as 0.4 ohms. Now if you are vaping that low, make sure you're using a safe battery that is IMR and can handle high amperages. This is a EFES purple, goes 35 amps. Not the best out there, I know, but it is safe. Now as you can see, look how the battery comes all the way to the top, and you're like, how is that big spring and this going to get over that? Well, you could see that the battery actually ends up going into this end cap a little bit of a way. So kind of interesting design there. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you first put your battery in here and you start screwing this down is the threads are not super smooth. And I was wondering why, and I was taking a look at what's going on here, and what the manufacturer did for some reason, which is beyond me, it's absolutely beyond me, is that when they bead blasted the outside, they also bead blasted the threads in here. If they had that covered when they were doing the bead blasting process, they probably have some very nice smooth threads, because the threads are good. They just bead blasted them for some reason, but I mean, they're not terrible. You know, they just could have been better, is what I'm saying. So you have a replaceable battery, uses 18650, and let's take a look at how this works. You have when you hit the button, you have the battery indicator, so these LEDs sort of light up, and the more lit, the better your battery. I'm not sure if you can see that. I think you can. So you can see how those light up. I might have to cover this a little bit, but see that? So I have a full battery right here, and then you have your wattages here. So instead of using a fancy display and having to go in there and mess with it, you just hit the button and you go up on the wattages, and the wattages go from 8 watts. Right now it's at 25 watts, so it's at 25. And if you notice, when you hit it, like if the lights go out and you hit it, it lights up what it currently is. It doesn't bump up right away, which is good. So you can hit the button once, get your battery indication, get what your current wattage setting is. So, and then if I hit it again, it'll go up to 30, 35, 40, and then it'll round robin back down to the bottom at 8 watts, 13 watts, 20 watts, 25 watts. So really nicely done, simple to use. Next you have the fire button. The fire button is nice and clicky. Probably the most clicky fire button, but it's nice and solid, has bottoms out nice and solid. The way that I like my buttons. You could also turn the device off. Click the customary 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it does that little blinky show. And now it is locked out. If you want to unlock it 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now the device is ready to vape. So I think that really covers everything with the exception of this has all the protections that you normally get in a device like this. You get a short and overcurrent protection, and you also have the limited puff or fire button that limits to 10 seconds. This way, if you have it in your pocket or in your purse or whatever, and something presses that button, it will cut off after 10 seconds instead of catching whatever it is you have in on fire. So real good thing. So $23.99. This is a crazy price for a device with this amount of power, with this kind of build quality. It's quite impressive, actually. It's just a value price device that looks freaking good. I love the way this looks. Whatever color battery you have in there, you'll see it through the Kanger logo. Very, very nicely done. Stands up with no problem. No micro USB, so you can't charge the battery inside this device, which is no problem for me personally, but if that's something that you do, you need to keep that in mind, that you can't do that. Other cons for this device is there is no ohm reading. Since it doesn't have any kind of LED or LCD display on it, it does not indicate what ohms your coil is on your device. So if you're going to build a coil, you're going to have to test it on another device or on a ohm reader. And the last con I already covered as far as the bead blast inside the threads. So that's the KBOX. So let's go ahead and move on to the Subtank Plus. This is a long review, so if you listen to my reviews to go to sleep, you can see my dog and cat here. I put them to sleep within halfway through my video, so that's kind of funny. But here it is. I love the way the Kanger stuff makes their boxes uniquely open. It's sort of a drawer kind of thing. A drawer thing. Here's the Subtank Plus. Really nice. Like I promised, I'm going to compare it to the older Subtank. Show you some of the things they did to improve a very good tank. You can see that it comes with some organic cotton. I believe it's organic Japanese cotton. You have a warning here to prime your atomizers before you close up that tank and start vaping on it. You get a manual there. You get some more information on how to check to see if your device is authentic. And you get, I'm saying a lot, I hate when I do that. You get some extra O-rings. One nice touch here is that the O-rings are black, the extra ones. So if you don't like the red color, you can go ahead and swap them out for the black O-rings. One other thing you'll notice is that these O-rings are thicker than the old regular Subtank. They responded to some leaking problems. You get a coil in there, you get your customary screwdriver that's in a lot of the devices these days, and it looks like they give you some extra screws, post screws for the RBA, because you have another atomizer. Like you get one that's in the tank and you get another one here. I believe they're different ohms. The one outside in the box is a 1.2 ohm made, pre-built type of atomizer. The one inside the tank is a 0.5 ohm, and then you get your RBA, which is a rebuildable one, which we'll go ahead and take a short look at, and you get a spare tank, a Pyrex class tank right there. I'm going to try to put a lot of this stuff aside so we keep things clean. So let's go ahead and take a look at some comparisons from the old to the new. One thing, if you look at the top, the new one has no screws, the old one has screws. So if you put the rebuildable atomizer inside the old one, you had to unscrew the top here and change out the post inside there. What do they call that? I did have it written down. The chimney. You had to change the chimney because the rebuildable was larger than the regular atomizer. Guess what? The new one, you don't have to change out anything. It's as simple as just taking out the atomizer, putting in the rebuildable atomizer. Makes life really, really easy. By the way, everything looks like the same size and everything. You can see how the O-rings, whoops, where you are, look bigger. They are bigger in the new Plus compared to the old. You can see that airflow has been addressed. You had those little 3 holes that you sort of turned the ring, and you only had them on one side. See, there was nothing on the other side. Well, on the new one, you have these slots on both sides. Adjustable airflow. And you could do all kinds of things there. You could either make this one smaller, bigger, right there, or you could go to these holes that they sort of have. So you have all these different options. There are some nice clicky stops in certain positions, but you could put it wherever you want. It's nice and stiff, easy to use. Let's look at another difference. 510, the old version had an adjustable pin. Ooh. New one, no adjustable pin. Not sure why they went with that direction. I kind of like the adjustable pin, but you know what? If you're using this with the KBOX, it already has an adjustable pin, so no real issue. By the way, these are 25 millimeter devices. They are large. They already have the nano and the minis if you want the smaller, but these are 25 millimeter, and I'm going to show you how those look on the KBOX here in a second. So you get your normal atomizer that I already showed you. You get the two, one already pre-installed. They come with organic cotton. They call them OCC, which is organic cotton coils. Again, you get the mini RBA head right here. I'll let you go ahead and take a short look at it because I don't want to make this video too long, and I'm not going to get into oh, look at that. They did already pre-coil it for your convenience right there. Nice touch. And you would just wick it, and there's like these little holes, one here that the juice would vacuum up into it and hit the wick and go in the coil. One nice thing, you know what, I might have to zoom in on this because I want to show you one thing specifically about this that is kind of neat. The coil, when you put it on here, when you screw it on, instead of having to wrap it around the posts, they sort of have tabs on the sides of the screws there, so it just sort of captures it. So you just sort of lay it down and screw it down. You don't have to put the coil around it. You see how it has those tabs here on each side of the screw right there? Really neat. So that makes because the one thing I hate is if you do coil, put the thing around the wrong way, you start screwing it, it just pushes it out. Or if you have it wrapped around and you're screwing it, it tightens it or loosens it. This is really nice. A nice touch there. So, and again, they made it so you have the sleeve here, so it made it easier to build. And you just put this on, and this is the same size as the atomizers, the pre-made normal coils. So again, you don't have to change out the chimney. You don't have to change out the chimney. See, same size, which is again another nice touch. Alright, so One neat thing also improvement is now you have greater capacity. The old one had 6 milliliters. The new guy, the new Plus, has 7 milliliters capacity. That is crazy for most people. That is going to last days. For you heavy vapors, I don't know. You're sucking 7 milliliters of juice. It would last me about an hour. No, it'll probably last me a couple of days, no problem. Again, 0.5 ohm coils already in there. You get the 1.2 in the box. The 0.5 ohm coils, its operating thresholds are from 15 watts to 30 watts. If you put the 1.2 ohm coil in there, you should use somewhere between 12 and 25 watts. And again, the glass is Pyrex. So I think I covered everything, right? So let's go ahead and fill this up. I'm going to go ahead and set aside the old one, and you can see that the tip is nice and tight, and it does come off. You get another red O-ring there, and then we should only have to unscrew this here like that, and we just fill up that tank. One thing, always make sure your coil head is tight right there, and we'll go ahead and fill it up. So what are we going to be vaping today? Because this is going to be like a mini review of a Halo juice right there. Halo is coming out with all kinds of new juices. Finally, they were sort of what seemed like dead for a while, but they moved down to, I believe, Florida, and have started having their juices produced down there, and they are just blasting out new flavors and new products like mad. Now I'm going to go ahead and take out the child-proof plastic, which I like, and if you notice on the back, it has all the things that I like on a label: the volume, the nicotine level. I vape 0. The lot code, so if there's a recall, they can figure out. You can figure out if yours is being recalled. The best date, so this is used by July 21st, 2016. I got this a couple of weeks ago, so the life of the product is about a year and a quarter, somewhere around there. Ingredients list: made in the USA. I like the bottle is tinted; it's not clear, which should help preserve it a little bit better. Really nice, and again, childproof cap. Built-in dropper, just a perfect bottle. Alright, I'm going to shake this up. Oh, you wanted to know what this is. This is a new flavor. This is Cordoba. Cordoba. Whoa. This is a fine cigar blend. It is elegant and sophisticated. Okay, I'm going to stop that. But it is elegant and sophistication combined in Cordoba's masterful, rich blend. It has a smoky, woodsy, and salty, sweet caramel kind of flavor. So it should be a nice cigar. It sounds a little RY-ish, don't it? RY4-ish. Alright, because it's mentioning the caramel. Anyway, the important thing is, does it taste good? Let's shake this up. This tank again holds how many milliliters? You are correct. 7. Now this dropper is 1 milliliter when you fill it all up, so I should be able to put 7 droppers full. So that's 2, 3, 4. Wow. 5. This is crazy. 6. I'm gonna get more in here. Whoops. 7. I could still get more in there. This is crazy. Maybe the dropper is incorrect. Wow. Alright, I am going to be vaping until I'm blue in the face. Now, there was a little warning that said to prime your coil, so we'll go ahead and put a couple of drops down there. Also on the side of the atomizer, you can see where the juice enters in those holes right there on each side that is organic cotton. I'll go ahead and put a couple more there. Put some more here. So everything is pre-wetted. And we'll go ahead and close this up. Now, one other thing that I noticed was missing from the Plus when compared to the older style is this adapter. The old guy, the old standard Subtank right there, had an adapter. So if you wanted to put it on a 22mm device, it wouldn't look bad. New one doesn't have it. Just so you know. Just so you know. So let's go ahead and pop this on here. And now we will join the two. Put that together. And look at this. Look at that. Nice, flush. These two products go together like peas and carrots. Peas and carrots. You know what? This is so pretty that I am going to have to take a snapshot. Where's that button? There we go. That's going to be the video thumbnail right there. Alright, so now for the important part. You know, I showed you all the technicalities and everything about this, the pros and cons to each of these devices, but the important thing is, how does it vape? Just wanted to show you real quick those air holes again. See, if I turn it here, you get a really tiny hole, and I turn it again and you get a slightly bigger hole there, and then you get the big slot. And this is happening on both sides right there. But again, you could just take the slot and adjust what size you want if you just want to do it like that. Now I'm going to do this wide open, so sort of simulate, or not simulate, but so I can do a full lung hit, so I can show you how much vapor this can produce. Another important thing is to see how well it tastes. Another important thing is to see how well this new juice tastes, whether it produces good vapor, and if the flavor is intense like it should be. I'm not going to say it tastes good or it tastes bad as far as everyone is concerned, because taste is subjective, right? Alright, so I have this device set to 25 watts. Again, it could go up to 40, but it says for this atomizer, you don't want to go above 30 watts. 0.5 ohm coil in there, 25 watts, safe battery inside. Let's try it out. Wow. This is extremely good. This is a nice setup. Obviously produces tons of vapor, and it has good taste. And it probably has that good taste because even though it's a big tank, basically the atomizer itself inside there is, you know, relatively small, and then you have the small chimney, that tube that's bringing that flavor up. So it's keeping that space confined so that flavor stays intense as it enters your mouth like a fine wine. And the taste is very good, and the vapor is very good. Wow. Now, the flavor of the Cordoba, which is supposed to be a fine cigar, does it taste like a cigar to me? Does not taste like a cigar. As a matter of fact, the only thing I've had taste exactly like a cigar is those they're e-cig cigars. They're disposables. I actually thought they nailed it. But this doesn't taste like a cigar to me, but it does taste very good. I could easily vape this every day. It's sweeter than a cigar, and that's what they say it is, a caramelly, salt, sweet kind of taste, which it is all of that. And it does taste very good. It's a little bit on the sweeter side. So very, very good. By the way, the Halo liquid is USP, it's GROS, and all those certifications. It is very safe. And this is made in the USA for those of you who want to make sure that your stuff's USA. This is USA. I'm going to go ahead and put a link below right to this also in the, might have to dig down a little bit underneath the Kanger stuff to find the link, but I will provide the link below for the Halo, specifically the Cordoba, so you can check it out. I definitely recommend it, and I recommend all Halo juice. I love Halo. They've been around for a long time, and I'm glad to see them starting to produce lots of new things. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to say that. They sent me something else, an adapter, but I'll talk about that another day. So, anyway, do I recommend the KBOX and the Subtank Plus? Absolutely yes. This is a setup where I think it's best suited for somebody who might have been vaping on Ego style, though they went from the Cigalites, or maybe they're on the Egos or Evods, and they're ready, and they're ready to move up to something bigger, something more powerful. They want to start vaping sub-ohm. This setup keeps it simple. It's also good for seasoned vapors who just want to vape and want a good vape, and these two are matched up very, very well, and they look very good. This device, I love that the size of this device can handle the large 25mm tank as well as your other 25mm products while keeping the actual body small. It's brilliant. They thought of everything. I mean, even where it says KBOX right there is not covered up by the tank. Thought of everything. Love it. Alright, so recommended, by the way. No vent holes there. Why? Because the logo is the vent hole for the battery. I love it. I really, really like this setup. You should not just walk. You should run to Cigabuy and buy both of these. I absolutely, if I had, if I was in the market for a device that's similar to these features, I would get these products. I would buy them with my own money, and I would get them at Cigabuy, because from what I could tell, they got the best prices right now. And they, whenever they send me something, it gets here quick. Within a couple of weeks, which is very reasonable from China. It gets here quick. So I think I covered everything. And within an unreasonable amount of time. It's so freaking long. But you all know my videos are very long. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.